Welcome, guys, to another one-on-one with AFROPOLiTAiN magazine. I'm your host, Kezia Makundu, founder of AFROPOLiTAiN magazine. And today we are receiving the beautiful Laurence Basse, fashion designer, queen of the leather. So super happy to have you today. How are you, Lauren?
Thank you. I'm doing very fine. And thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're going to get started very quickly. You grew up in France, Normandy.
Yes, I was actually born and raised in Normandy.
Born and raised in Normandy. Yeah. You know what? I don't think I've ever been in Normandy.
You never been?
I don't think I've ever been. Listen, give me a city.
Rouen.
Oh no, I'm lying. I've been to Rouen.
You've been to Rouen?
I've been to Rouen. I've been to Rouen.
So that's where I was born.
Okay, Rouen.
Yeah.
All right. And then originally from Guinea and Senegal.
Yes, Guinea, Senegal, and from my parents. Yeah.
So, what was like in your childhood, Rouen? How was it? How was it? Because I know we all have a different experience as growing up in France.
Well, for me, I mean, first I come from a big family. I have 10 siblings.
That's a big family.
Yeah. I have 5 brothers and 5 sisters, and we all follow each other by like 1 year. Maybe 2 of us 2 years.
Okay.
But
where you play?
I'm number 3.
You're number 3. Okay.
Yeah, I got 2 above me, but so I had to take care of all those kids. I was like, ah. But I mean, it was good. I mean, we grew up with the bare necessities.
Yeah.
You know, no extra anything. But it was a decent childhood. But I just knew that, I don't know, I think I don't want to say that, but I kind of hated France when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we
A
have
lot of
different
racism.
Yeah, we have different experiences because I know one of my best friends, when we talk about the way we grew up, she has a very different experience than me, and hers was harder than mine. So I know that's why I was like, everybody got their own, you know, own story. So
and it's like I have 10 siblings. If you ask them, some of them grew up fine.
Yeah.
You know, but me, it's just affected me differently. So I knew I wasn't gonna stay in France.
So I wanted to ask you, where did your love for fashion, where did that, you know, you got that spark for the fashion industry, and you knew that that's what you wanted to do?
It didn't happen. It wasn't something obvious.
Okay.
You know, so I was always an artist. So I used to draw, I used to paint, I used to build stuff. What I wanted to do, I wasn't sure. So I think I wanted to my first thing, I wanted to design cars.
Okay, you know what?
Yes.
This is crazy. I'm going to tell you crazy facts because I went 2 years in car design school in
you did?
Paris.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah. So that was the first thing I wanted to do. And then I shifted. I was like, no, I want to be an architect.
Okay.
I really wanted to architecture. I love it. And then how did I fall into fashion by accident. In school, me and my brother, we needed a hustle. So I was like, some people were hustling drugs. He was a good artist. I was an artist too. So we used to draw on our pants and just like come up with some crazy stuff and just, you know, sell it to people.
That's a good hustle.
Kids.
That's a good hustle.
So that's how we used to make our money. And I just, you know, and then love grew from that. And I think I was probably like 14, 15, did that for a couple of years. And I was like, I started to get into the fashion thing. I was like, we really got something here. So I started looking at schools.
Okay.
And I think the first year I applied, because we couldn't do private, we didn't have the money for that. So I applied for it the first year. I didn't get in. I think I was 15. And then the second year, I applied again and I got in.
Okay.
But with some bad news.
Oh, okay.
That's when I found out that I was pregnant. So it was just a roller coaster.
So that basically shifted your whole, you know, school path.
Yeah. Actually, it actually didn't.
It didn't? Okay.
It didn't. You want me to continue on that, right?
Go ahead, continue on that.
Yeah, so basically, no, I find out I was pregnant first at 16. So I thought, you know,
you know how that goes.
Being 16, pregnant, like bringing shame to the family, it was just
nothing but trouble.
It was just crazy.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how to deal with it, so I didn't tell anybody.
Okay, and, that's a hard one to keep.
Yeah, it was heavy, and that was 1991 was the year that could have broke me or
made
me. So I'm still here, so obviously it made me. Yeah, so I was accepted to school. I was like, now this is like perfect. It's right here, and I'm pregnant because I couldn't see past 1991.
Yeah.
because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna give birth. There's no way I'm not gonna be home. I really thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
Not that I was gonna die. I wanted to. I was thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it could be hard. Like you said, growing up in an African
Yeah.
family, being able to deal with that with your parents, not them not being understanding of the situation. It's a lot for 16 years old.
It's
That's
a
a lot.
lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It was
It's a lot. So
heavy
I'm
year.
happy that year was difficult, but then we have you now.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
it's a good thing. So we talked about you being in the fashion industry, but you started as a model. So you got years and years in the model industry. How was it for you as a black model? And now that you are a designer, did that career in the fashion industry as a model is beneficial now that you are a designer?
Well, like, okay, the story in the streets is a model that became a designer. I'm always like a little,
You don't like that?
that's not really how it happened, because I was studying fashion for 4 years in Paris, and I was in Paris. I needed to pay bills, and a lot of people, because I look like a little boy, kind of, you know, androgyne, whatever.
Yeah.
So everybody used to think I was a Benetton model before I was even one.
Okay.
And I kept hearing it, and I'm like, okay. So I went to the agencies, tried to find an agency that said, no, you're too short, you're too this, you're too that, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Or they used to have this rule that I called the 1.5 rule. One dark-skinned girl and one mixed kid.
Yeah. I get it.
That's it.
That's
Once
it.
they have the dark-skinned girl,
Done.
that's it. They're not taking anymore. So I was like, okay. And so I found the number to Benetton, the Siege, and I called the guy and I said, listen, I just want to come and, you know, see, like, I don't know what I told the guy, but I got an appointment. So I went and I was like, okay, because I don't want to live my life with regrets.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna go.
Worst case, they say no.
Exactly. So if it happens, good. If not, I don't care. So I went over there. I never heard from them for a couple of months, but then there was a magazine called Casting Magazine that was doing it's like a competition show, like for models.
Like a models, yeah.
Yeah. And they had this this big club back in the day called Queens on the Champs-Élysées.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Queen, yeah.
So they had a big casting there. So I was like, okay, I used to be shy. So I went with so many people. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do this thing. But I did it, and Gaultier, and I went because Gaultier was in the jury, Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Oh, okay.
So and he was like one of my inspiration during my fashion school days. So I went and then did the thing, and I placed third.
Wow.
So that's how Gaultier saw me, and I got a little spread in the magazine. So that's how my modeling thing started. So from that, I had friends that were real models. They had agencies, so they would give us castings. And I know Gaultier was casting for his show. So I went to the casting. I hate waiting online. So I got out the subway.
I was like, that's very French.
I hate waiting online. I'm bougie like that. Sorry. So I came out the subway and I saw the line, and he's doing castings for 2 days.
Oh no.
Around the block.
Nah.
And I said, you know what? I'm not.
Let me just walk in the front.
Because I was like, he's gonna take what, 10, 15 models? I'm like, so I was talking to my friends, and then when I was about to leave, there's this girl, the girl that won the casting magazine.
The one in the Champs-Élysées.
She's running after me, and she's like, Laurence Gaultier's looking for you.
I'm here.
So I was like, really? So then I was like, okay, so let me go. So I went to the casting, met the guy, got a little hug. I got to try on some clothes. He was super nice, and I was happy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even thinking of anything. But then everything after that went real quick. So somebody called me, I remember that day, and told me I booked a show for Gaultier.
Amen to that.
And I screamed on the phone. And I was like, but I didn't even have an agent yet. And I went and I did that. And he only hired 2 models. Me and this other
girl.
This other nobody girl like me. We came out of nowhere, and it was like Kate Moss and all the supermodels from back in the days. I was like, wow. Beautiful experience. So from that, and then, they blasted me on le journal de 20 heures.
Yeah, yeah.
So Benetton called me and they're like, Laurence, we need to see you. I was like, because when I did the show, I was so excited. Like, can we cut your hair? I said, do whatever you want. I didn't care. So they cut my hair like I had a star.
Oh, and I'm
looked
sure
like
with Gautier back in the days, I know y'all went crazy.
And I was like, they just cut my hair like I needed to grow back. I have a star on my head. It's like, just come through. So I came, and then they booked me. So my first ad that I did for Benetton, I had a star. Like,
Oh my God,
I still have
I need to see that picture.
I can't find it anymore. Like, I still
Oh,
have some.
man.
I kept some. I
Okay.
still have a few.
For those who don't know, let me give you a little backstory. Benetton back in the day was like a clothing line, and they were the brand that were doing like the diversity cast. Like
Yeah.
Benetton, when they were doing the campaign, you always had like a black person, or more of an Asian person, a white person. So that was really the only brand who
That's
was
before Gap.
that's way before Gap. That, like I said, that was me growing up. That was one of the only brand that was really into diversity.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, so I did so Benetton called me. So I started working, and I was a Benetton model for like 2 years. So we did like, a whole
bunch of campaigns, yeah.
campaigns, the stores, we did TV commercials, all types of stuff. And from that, actually, who got me an agent? I think they got me an agent because they needed an agency
Okay.
because they couldn't work with people like that. So that's when I signed with Elite when I was in Paris.
Okay.
And I was there for 2 years. And then I was like, okay, I'm 22. I was supposed to do 2 more year of fashion school. I was just like, I don't feel like doing it. And I was dreaming of America.
Well,
back in 97.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? One day I just picked up all my stuff. And plus, like, the modeling industry in Paris was, just gotta say, it was very racist,
I'm sure, yeah.
I mean, besides Benetton, loved them for putting me on, Gautier, and a few other clients that I did. I did my first French L over there too. But I remember there was this one casting, and I did L'Oreal.
Okay.
And when I did that, I was pissed. I almost walked out the shoot because I was the only black girl, and they had all those beautiful white girls and very glamour.
Yeah.
They dressed me like I came from the jungle. I was
Oh my
so
God.
upset.
Yeah.
Like, I was mad, and I called my agency. They're like, but the money was good to like just stay there. So I stayed. And then there was another casting that I went to. And like when in Africa, when we sit on we're not on the floor.
But yeah, I see what you
Like,
mean.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. So I didn't get booked. I was like, then. So if it wasn't something related to Africa, chocolate, or
Oh my
something,
God. That's like, is that
was
all I
like-
can do? Like, come on,
I
guys.
was like, I'm out. And then I don't know. I was just like, I need something where
You can really just
like-
explode and take it. Yeah.
Yeah, so 97, I think that's when I packed my one bag, big old blue ugly suitcase. I bought a one-way ticket, and I had an agency that was waiting for me here. 'Cause
Oh,
they
that's
made the
good.
connection.
That's good.
I didn't speak English. I didn't know anybody, and I just take the tip. I left. Everybody's like, "Oh, she's crazy. She's crazy." I'm talking like it's kind of cool. I said, she's crazy. She's not gonna make it. I give her 6 months. I said, me, don't bet on me. 'Cause
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm
and
out.
then, I mean, I'm sure like we come here, we have to rebuild everything. So
I mean, like I said, I came here, I got my master. I was like, let me give it a try. Because I think when you dream big, when you seek, and me, my first time in America was in 1998.
Yeah.
And obviously I got, New York, the street, the
Yeah.
big building. I got that love. You see different things. You see, successful black people. You see black people on magazines, TV.
Yeah.
So you get another, like, view of things that we didn't have growing up in France. Like I tell people, like seeing people on TV in commercial, dark skin black, I'm not gonna say that's a brand new process, but that's just a couple years.
it is.
It's a couple years. So for us, we didn't get that chance.
No.
Our kids, our niece, nephew, they see how they have more representation. We didn't get that chance. We didn't have that chance.
They have us now.
They have us now, exactly. So obviously when you come here, like you said, you have to restart from the jump. You don't have mom, you don't have dad. So it's on you to really just push through and make it.
Absolutely. And it's not easy, but make a decision. You gotta stick to it.
You gotta stick to it. Stick to it.
I went like this. One day I'm gonna write a book, but
One day.
that's a story for another time. And yeah, so I came here as a model. But also I knew that I wanted to be I mean,
A designer.
but I didn't want to design at 22. So I did the modeling thing, and really I used it just to have my paperwork in order,
Okay.
but I wasn't thinking
It's a
I was
good
gonna
thing.
stay,
Yeah.
doing that for a long time. But I was like in America, like we book in regular magazines and they're doing our makeup nice and we looking glamour, and like we treat it like, the white girls. Maybe not on paper, but at least, there's a market.
Compared to your experience in
Yeah.
France, it was way better.
And there's a market here.
Yeah.
And they're very careful with how they move with black people here.
Okay.
In France are just like
They don't care.
stupid, man. Sorry. But
I mean, it is what it is. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not gonna say things change, but it's not the easiest thing to be a black person, in France.
Yeah.
So
It hasn't changed.
it could be challenging. So we see it all the time. We see it yesterday. We see it today. So
Yeah.
you see the difference. Me living here, like you, I see the difference when
Absolutely.
I tell people, like, you see black people in every industry at the top.
Yeah.
Even if it's one person, there's one
But
person
at least
there.
you have that one person.
At least you have, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So basically, you started. So around what age did you really set yourself as a designer?
Well, I mean, I started my brand officially in 2012. So
Okay, so it's not that long ago.
right after, yeah, like right after I had my son at 35, I was like, okay, I'm done with this modeling game. Now I got to do some serious stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't ready. I wanted to travel first. I wanted to have fun and travel and just see the world. And I was like, because I knew that when I decide to venture into designing,
You gotta
this
focus.
is it. This is it. Like, this is it. And it's gonna be a lot of work. And at 25, nah, I wasn't gonna do it.
You still have something to see out there and travel and live for.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a good way to think. It's a good way to think. So, fashion design. My question for you on the design: how did you pick leather? Like, everybody who know Laurence Basse know that Laurence is the queen of leather, and why leather?
Why leather?
Compared to any other fabric that exists.
I mean, it's okay. It's two things. But the first thing, my love of leather started a long time ago.
Okay.
It was for me when I was a kid, because we grew up. When I say with the bare necessities, it's like we didn't. I don't think we had a couch for a long time. It was table, chairs, even a TV was
Luxury.
Was a luxury. We had one, but like black and white, the image was going like this.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if I go to somebody, like if you have even a couch at your house, or you have a color TV, you're rich. So anything leather for me was for rich people.
Yeah.
And it wasn't attainable. So that was my first reason. But my second reason was a lot of people don't know that about me, but my background is not really the way I studied haute couture. So I studied I studied haute couture. Like I did my is it mentorship?
You can say mentorship in English. Yeah, I think so.
With like the houses I used to work for, Givenchy, Chanel.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Christian Dior, like with all the when they say they spend like thousands of hours on dresses.
They do.
That's my background.
Yeah.
But I'm also a little gangster tomboy. So I was like,
it's a good combo.
So I was like, I don't want to do, everybody's making dresses and I just want to be different. So I was looking and I was like, what is the one thing that's out there, but it's limited? So I thought that leather was it.
Okay.
For those two reasons. And I was like, I'm going to study that skin and material and make it one, and I'm gonna work it like I'm working silk. So that was like a challenge.
A challenge.
Yeah. So that's how it started.
Challenge one.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Still working on it, but
all right. So since we're talking fashion, 3 questions related to fashion for you. Can you describe your style in a few words?
Okay. So to keep it simple, my style is very classy and very edgy.
Okay.
So I like to mix world that do not collide.
And
and
make
I just
them.
put them together.
Okay.
So masculine, feminine, edgy, classy, all of that is me. That's
It's
the
really
picture of
a connection of two different words that you put
absolutely.
together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two people that ain't supposed to meet, but we're gonna put them together.
But
They're gonna work.
they're gonna meet regardless.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, pretty much.
Okay. So, could you give us an idea, or can you guide us through your creative process? And then when I'm asking you that question, I want to ask you, as far as your creation, what elements are non-negotiable for you?
Well, let's start with the last question. The element that is non-negotiable is the quality,
Quality.
high end, and I mean just that.
Okay.
Like, because a lot of people use that word, couture and high end
Way too loosely.
very loosely.
Way too loosely.
No, so that is the one thing that is non-negotiable for me. And let me remember the other question now.
Guide us through your creative process.
Okay, my creative process is a little, I tell people like, like as an artist, you go to school, they tell you, okay, this is how you have to do things, have a story and this and that. And I struggle with that a lot because sometimes I don't have a story to tell you with words.
Okay.
But I stop feeling bad about it because I think I get inspiration from everywhere. Like, that's why I like to travel. I mean, literally, it's a 24/7 thing. Like, I could be looking at you right now and be inspired. And I'm like, oh, I like what, or the table or whatever. I could be in the streets or see a building. So inspiration comes from everywhere. I don't have to have a story, but I really feel like, for me, when I'm creating, I might not know where it comes from, but I think it's like writing music or somebody writing. It's like an extension of
who you are,
who I am, but it's like communication for me.
Okay.
Because people, I mean, if you really look in, it's like a painting. If you look at a painting, you should be able to get some type of feelings
about the painter. And
so the clothes for me is the same. Like, it's not, for me personally, I shouldn't even have to tell you a story. You should be feeling it or not at all.
Okay. I mean, it's a good way to see things. It's a good way.
Yeah. And I was at peace with this, actually. That's one of the best things that happened on the show.
Okay.
On my first season, even if we haven't talked about the show yet.
We will.
When they kept asking me, and I'm like, okay, well, let me make up a story. They want a story. Okay. And my stories are always like, they just don't mean nothing. They're just like sound real.
They're just random stories.
Yeah. And it don't even make sense to me. But when I stopped like being hard on myself is when I made this dress. It was a gorgeous, beautiful black dress, right? But my inspiration was, I saw a chandelier and I saw a Chesterfield leather couch, and I was like, I don't know what happened in my head, and I came up with this beautiful, beautiful dress. And they wanted a story, but I'm like, I ain't got no story. But then Nina Garcia, from that dress, was able to describe,
tell a story.
She was talking about me just looking at that dress. I was like, how is she able to see all of this from that dress? And I was like, that's so powerful.
Yeah, and that's what you were looking for, basically.
Yeah. I didn't even know, but she confirmed it, and I was like, from that point on, I just let it go, and
let the clothes do the talking.
Absolutely.
It's a good way to see.
And nobody wants to hear a story, to tell you the truth. If I'm looking at a painting, I mean, maybe if I don't understand something, I might want to know, like, what was the inspiration behind it.
I would say sometimes, like you said, maybe the story is not necessary.
Yeah.
Maybe you just look at the work and you figure out the story for yourself. And like you said, you're trying to connect with the person and see where you come up with that. But sometimes I don't have nothing to say. I'm just like,
if you go sit at a fashion show, right? You're sitting, you want to see some things that are going to connect with you.
Absolutely, that's going to inspire you.
Yeah, like if a train like passed by yesterday and that was the inspiration for me to make this piece, you're going to feel it, or you're not going to feel it.
Absolutely, you're just going to want to see a beautiful show. So yeah, I understand your point with that. And I'm happy that you came in peace with that process, because I'm sure it probably was difficult to be able to come up with things all the time and just like, oh my God, what?
No, that's the easy part.
There's
always things like it's like, it's almost like it's like a faucet with running water. I'm never short of ideas. Like,
okay.
It's always there. It's just where it comes from, I think it's bigger than me.
It's bigger than you.
Yeah.
Okay. We talked about the show. So you came back to Project Runway for the, big season.
Yeah.
What made you come back to the show? Knowing that you did pretty well on the season that you were, you end up top 3, if I remember.
Yes.
What made you want to come back and do another one?
Well, the real story is I never wanted to do this show, period.
At all?
Never.
Okay.
So I never even casted for it. They came and looked for me. And
Interesting.
yeah, I still don't know who sent me that first email, like, Laurence, we're doing this show. I was like, because for me it was and I'd done reality before that, but it was this is
This is different.
It's different. This is for what I want to do for. I don't know if it's the rest of my life, but that's serious. So I was like, reality TV, you got to be careful because you can go and it could be great for your career, or you could just dead your career.
Yeah.
So I had to think about that one, and so I was very hesitant on the first one, and I still went ahead and did it. But that's why, I mean, I don't know if you saw the first season I did. I wasn't even talking.
I almost want to say you wasn't talking a lot on the new one either.
No, I was. They just decided not to show it. But I was
Okay.
On the second one. I gave them a lot. They just decided to downplay me, but that's okay because mine.
Oh, that's interesting. So you know what? Okay, so that's gonna be perfect for my next question.
So on the first one, purposely, because I didn't trust them.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not gonna give you anything with this that you can use against me. So the only thing I'm going to do,
I see that. I can see that.
I'm just gonna produce. And I understand that it's a reality show. So I even told them, like, during my interviews, that if you had 13 of me, you won't have a show. But I came here to work.
Yeah.
Some people, they just go and they just want to.
They want to do all that talking and.
You gotta pick what it is that you want.
Yeah.
I want to be a designer when I come out of this. So, and I wanted people to remember my work, not even if
What
they
I
don't
was
remember
paying.
anything that I said. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I did the job, and then the second time when they came back and asked me to do it, I had to pause and think about it. I was like, okay, it's All Star. If it wasn't All Star, I would have not done it.
Okay, I think the cast was really good.
Yeah.
I was super happy when I was like, okay, I'm ready for Project Runway, and then I saw you came back, and then I was like, okay, Bishmi's coming back. I was like, these are the designers that I really like, and I'm rooting for for the Black folks, the African folks. So I was like
rooting for anybody black.
Anybody black. So I was like, we got talent. Okay, I'm ready. So for me to see you Bishmi at the top 3, I was like, see, that's how you gotta do it. That's how you gotta do it. So I was super excited about that. So
thank you.
And during the show, not gonna lie, you won Couple Challenge. Yeah, the work speaks for itself. So it wasn't much talking because I was like, she doesn't really, people talking about, oh, my origin, this and that. She just come in and just say, the challenge was this. This is what I came up with. I know my blah. Let me know what you think. And that's it.
That's it. Like, I don't have a story. Like, I'm not here for all that. Like, and I tell people, like, they watch the show, they don't know if I'm shy or no, I'm not shy. I just know why I'm there.
Yeah. For me, I wouldn't say that you're shy, but I would probably compare you to me where people see you, people who don't know you will say like, oh, she's cold-blooded. And I'm like, but I'm sure like if you scrape a little bit, like she probably like mad cool.
Yeah.
So when I saw you on the show, I was like, you remind me a little bit of me because when people don't know me, they'll be like, yeah, Kaz, she's just cold-blooded out there. Like, and it's fine. Like I like it. So
me too. I'm comfortable in my whatever.
Absolutely.
So makes them scared of us.
So the show, we saw the show on the TV. How was it to be on the other side? Like, does everybody in the cast was getting along? Like the time away from your family? Like, how was it on the other side?
Well, let's put it like this. I mean, I've been through it the first time, and it's very people. When you see people on TV like crying and losing it, you be like, man, they're just faking it.
It is real?
Because I call it prison runway. You are locked up in this environment for months and weeks at a time, where you don't have a phone.
You don't have a phone?
You don't have a phone, no computer. they take everything from you. Like,
Oh, see, that's I'm just learning something
you
today.
don't even have your IDs and
Really?
no.
Come on,
No.
like if there's an
No, I'm dead
emergency,
serious. Well, we have
obviously, okay.
they're always around us, but
So let me ask you a question before you
yes.
go there. Do they do that because they don't want people like to cheat or get ideas from other people, or like is it like a security thing? Like
It's a security thing. I mean, I understand why it's a security thing, but at the same time, I think they no, seriously, like it's a mental game.
yeah,
The show is
it's
really
a mental
it's a
game.
mental
It is a
game.
mental game. You gotta be.
You could be the best designer, and you go on those show, and you ain't gonna produce if this
If you're not
is
mentally
not,
there, yeah.
you know. So that's why I'm the way I am, because when I'm focused,
You came in.
you cannot. They tried everything. You can come for me.
You came in. You were locked
I was on a
in.
mission.
Locked
Yeah.
in.
So my family, my son, even when I did the first one, he was pretty young. He was like 6 years old, and I told him, "Listen,
Mommy's
I
gotta
told
go.
my daughter to handle him, because I ain't calling you guys for
Wow. Like she was just like, guys,
I'm gone.
I'm gone.
I picked my bag like I'm going to prison, because I was like, what if it gets hard and I call the kid
And I get emotional.
he starts crying because he
Ooh.
missed me? I'm going to lose it. So I'm not going to do that. But my son is gangster. He's like me. So,
He's like, go ahead, mommy.
yeah, he's like, I was like, you miss me? He's like, no, not yet. I said, oh, it's like that? I said, okay.
Okay.
I said, no more.
I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember that one.
Say no more. So no, it's mental. So
Yeah.
I had to. That's why we do, like, I mean, you wake you up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you, as soon as you might,
That's it.
all the way to like midnight, and
Oh, these are long days, basically. These are long days.
long days, and it's back to back, back to back. So
these 1 day challenge ain't no joke.
1 day challenge. I mean, 1 day or 2 days, it don't matter. They're easy. And but if you know why you're doing it and you focus,
Yeah.
you'll make it through. But I've seen people, like, especially on my first season, like, fall like flies. I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, you guys are just falling into their traps." Like,
You're getting emotional about it.
no, I'm not giving them, like, I was deciding what it is that I'm giving you.
Yeah.
Like, even if I wanted to cry, I ain't doing that on camera. If I feel
feel you.
anything,
I feel you.
I'm not giving you that. Even when I placed third, which I thought it was. But it's part of the game. They because they wanted, they did everything so they could get a reaction out of me.
And he didn't give that.
Come on. Like, when I came back in the room, I remember Mikael was there. I had another girlfriend of mine, and my daughter was there. And they're like, "You won. Why you won?" And I said, "No, I didn't." And I'm looking at the guy that plays fourth, right?
Yeah.
He's sitting over there with his family, crying. And I'm looking at him like,
why are you crying?
you guys are giving those people way too much. So when they looked at me and I saw their face go like this, I just, I did the African, we're not doing this here. And we switched and started talking about some other stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
I will do that off camera, but
I mean, you know what? I think being in control of your emotion, I'm not mad at that, because I can understand when you say you're not giving them anything, because people will play with your emotion. You know what I'm saying? People will play that against you, and if you don't know how to control and manage that, then that's how you give up, and then you can't really stay locked in. The word out there is too crazy, so I get that. I get that from you.
And I even go further. Like, I had to give them some type of emotion.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't know how to deal with this.
Yeah.
It's like she's like a robot. Like, people are not going to connect with her. So,
yeah. I mean, I think in the new season, I probably saw you, I'm gonna call that emotional once, when you share about your pregnancy, but you were really just like, just look at what I did, and give me your feedback. But the crying and me telling you, and compared to the other Black competitor, I thought that you never really, and that's why I really liked you, because you never played the Black card. You never played the they'd say that because I was a Black designer. A few of them did it, but you were always like, okay, you don't like my work, I'm gonna come back stronger, and that's it. But not once did you play that, they downplay me because I'm a black person, da 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 da. And I really, really appreciate that, because sometimes not everything is about being black or white. Sometimes it's just about talent. And you were just like, look at my talent.
Yeah. Because, you know, I tell people, I know I'm black. You don't need to tell me.
Yeah.
And I know that I probably have to work 10 times harder than this other person, because
Yeah.
they already got a leg up over there. And I'm okay with it. I mean, I made peace with that.
Yeah.
And this is our life. It's been like this since we were kids. Like,
Exactly.
so I can't, like, that energy of always, like, even when I was a model, I know they ain't gonna take like 10 of us, maybe one of us gonna make it. If I don't, I don't.
And I don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is not going to
it can't just reflect your career. Like, we can't just sit here and just say, oh, I didn't get this because I'm black. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen.
it
but
happens all the time.
But if you keep that,
I don't want that energy.
exactly. I don't want that energy.
Yeah. So even I made it very clear to them in the beginning of the show, because they had, of course, 3 black women.
Yeah.
And they had the sister circle. I love my sisters, Koto and my girl. I love her. But I was like,
we ain't gonna do
that's
that.
not how I move.
Yeah.
But how do I do it where nobody gets offended on this side and on that side? So when I went on my interview, they started, you know, they want to run with the sister circle. I said, all right, let's make something very clear. I'm not here for that. I said, I'm black every day. I don't need to
do the sister thing.
It all the time. And, you know, I used to hate my name.
Yeah.
Laurence Basse, because it sounds like, if you see my name and you see the stuff that I make, you're never going to picture me behind it.
True. I can see that. No, you're not. You're not.
You know, when I was a kid, I was a Black Panther. I wanted to have like a real I wanted to have a real African name. I was mad for a long time.
Yeah, because Basse could be anything.
Laurence Basse.
Yeah.
The only Laurence Basse I know, she's blonde, and we don't look anything alike. But whatever, I made peace with that too. And because they have an expectation when they see us.
Yeah.
And I mean, I went to Italy. They looked at my work, like the way they received me was like, you know, until he looked at what I was doing and put his glasses, look at me like, you do this?
Yes,
and then he had to ask me 3 times.
Yeah.
You do this with your hands? You do this?
Yes, I do.
I said, yes, I do. And that's why I strive for excellence.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm black every day. I know. I have my beautiful creative director always reminding me.
Listen, we walk around without skin on. We can't go nowhere without it. So we black every day.
And I love my black skin. I love it. But I am not. I just don't talk about it because I don't need to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, when you want to lead by example, it's like, I have to see it. You could talk all you want. I have to see it.
Yeah.
So that's what I want them, you know, all the little black girls that come after me to look at me and be like, you know, she did it. She did it. It was hard, but she did it, so I could do it too.
Yeah.
So that's important.
It's a good point of view. But I was super excited to see, you know, 2 black designers at the top.
Yeah.
The other top 3, I wasn't really. I was like, I don't care for her because I don't think I wasn't impressed by her work through the season. So, and I thought that someone else could, you know, deserve that place. But that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. But it is what it is. It's politics. But I'm glad that you made it to the show. And then we're talking about show. You have your fashion show coming soon. How's that coming along?
Fashion show, we coming in big, man.
You coming in big? Okay.
We say do it big or don't do it at all. So we took on this crazy
go hard or go home. Simple as that.
But we're doing it. We're pulling a little bit of hair here and there, but it's getting done. It's gonna be fabulous.
What are we expecting to see Laurence Basse 3.0? Like,
let's just say that people think that they've seen like fabulousness, right?
We're not ready.
They haven't seen anything yet. Like, we are gonna serve them with everything: couture, ready to wear, luxury, the whole 9 yards. It's gonna be.
Just gotta be ready for it.
Show. Yeah, this is gonna be the show we're gonna be talking about in New York City.
Oh, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So basically, the show is gonna be in 3 parts. So we're gonna have.
Don't give us too much. Don't give us too much. We'll be there and we'll show our readers. Don't give us too much. So actually, just give us the date.
Well, it's gonna be February 13th.
February 13th. Okay.
Yeah, 7 p.m. at the iconic Paramount Building in Times Square.
Well, we'll be there.
We have about 40,000 square feet we got to fill up. Woof.
So one question I want to kind of come back into into because we started to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
You're a designer, you're a mom, you went into the TV show. How do you balance the life of a full-time mom, full-time designer, being on the red carpet? Like, how do you stay grounded, mentally, strong, stable? Do you have like a little meditation routine? Like, how do you handle all of that?
First, I'm like, I never consider myself, I mean, I'm a real mom, but no, what I mean is, like when I see moms, like
Yeah,
they
like
come
soccer
in a
mom.
certain package,
Yeah.
I don't fit in that. I never did. Like I
So
would
what kind of
take
mom are
kids.
you?
I'm a rock star mom.
Okay.
It's like I take my kid, I put it on my back, and we're gonna go where we're gonna go. Like I'm
Okay.
not scared to make moves or because I have a kid, I can't move to. I'll move to another country. I mean, you'll go to a few schools. I do what I gotta do,
Yeah.
and they on the plane with me as long as they're okay. It's
Yeah.
just
You don't let that being
no.
the end of it, basically.
Nah. I mean, I don't have. I mean, if I had like 5 kids, maybe it'll be different.
Yeah.
But
You don't.
my daughter, she's grown, and then my son is 14 now, so
It's much easier to handle.
it's easier.
Yeah.
I think if I had multiple kids at once, it would be it would be a different story. But
Yeah.
I mean, you do. I mean, it's hard sometimes, but you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible, like you said. Interesting. But a rock star mom, I can see you being a rock star mom. So, okay, so if you say you're a rock star mom, that means are you severe or your kids have, freedom or you still very much like,
No, girl, come on, we Africans, so
oh, no, we don't play.
I don't play with them. They cross that line. That's when the beast come out. But no, I'm a cool mom. But
Yeah. But basically, they ain't your friends.
no, they're not my friend.
Okay.
That's the last thing. I think my daughter tried to call me by my name once.
Oh.
I said, "You say who?" I said, "No, ever,
Ever.
ever." No, we're not doing that. I'm not their friends.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. At least they still,
Yeah. But I'm a cool mom though.
I mean, you can be cool, but then, rules apply.
But
So
you gotta know,
know your place.
know your place. Yeah,
All right. Cool mom, but like the African way.
that's right.
I like that.
Not all the way African because we could be crazy too. Just a little bit, just enough.
I mean, when I look at my mom, I was like, yeah, okay, I get it.
I'm
get
almost
it.
off the hook.
Yeah. No, my mom is the coolest, but like say,
Oh, really?
you don't play. Like my mom would never say like my mom always say that to people like my kids are my kids and my kids are not my friends. But then if you see my mom, you'd be like, okay, your mom is so cool. I was like, yeah, my mom is cool, but she's my mom, and we always had that that boundary things
Yeah.
with my parents. But
That's cool.
I understand what it is to grow up African.
How many siblings you have?
3. I'm the middle child.
Okay.
And like you, we
the
are
middle
back.
child.
Like you, we are back to back. We like
Yeah.
1 year and 2 year apart.
Wow.
So
Which is cool now, but growing up, I was like, damn, the one. I was like,
but it's only 3 of us. So my mom, like you, my mom there are 11 siblings. So
wow.
yeah, so that's a lot. But for us, I think it was good because we really grew up together. Like I get along super well with my siblings.
Yeah.
We slept in the same room for years and years and years. So
That's good.
it was a good thing for us to just be back to back.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Just a lot of people.
I mean, I will say if I compare my family to other Africans' family, we had the typical African family with the neighbor had 2 to 3 wives,
Yeah.
10 to 12 kids.
Yeah.
We had that around us. My parents didn't really, really want to live like that.
My
So
pops only had one wife.
that's more than enough. that is more.
She carried all those kids. I'm like, I don't know how she did it. My goodness.
I respect to her because 10 pregnancy, I don't know. I don't know. So we talked about how you stay grounded and, obviously you are a success story. But I will say every success story has a plot twist. So can you tell us about a moment that was pivotal, crucial to your career that really just, made the difference in who you are now?
In my design career or
In general.
I mean, I have a few of those. I mean, I think that the first one And probably the most important one is the one when I was 16.
Yeah.
Because if I made it through that, like I just don't know how to quit.
Yeah.
Like, and I've been through. I got stories. Like I know people, you know, the Instagram life, everything looks beautiful and shiny, you know, because we are selling a story, but because nobody wants to see you like when
Struggling.
everything is down and they're like, okay, well, they want stuff to inspire them. So you keep those stories for later. But let's say in 2019 was a really bad year for me.
Okay.
Yeah, 2019 I lost everything. Like I mean, after I came out of the show, because I think I wasn't prepared at all.
Yeah.
I made a lot of money. I had a lot of orders, but I was a one operation team. And even people are like, there's no way. Like, she got 20 people working. I said, nah, I'm wearing all the hats and I'm doing everything. But because I was doing everything, I made a lot of mistakes.
The mistakes, yeah.
And 2019, it was time to pay up. So I paid up and I was like, I mean, I crashed.
Yeah.
All the way down. Like there was nowhere else to go. And I said, I mean, I cried so much during that year.
Yeah.
And I remember even when I was in those moments, I'm crying. I mean, my life is looking I'm like, you know, when you start like looking at all the stuff that you have to do.
Yeah.
The
Like,
list
where do I
was so
start?
long
Yeah.
that I was like, a normal person would say,
I'm done.
I'm gonna do something else. But no, I was like, okay. I had to give up my apartment. I had to sell my car. I had to leave my kid with his dad. And I needed some time for myself. That was before COVID, thank God. And I was just like, okay, I got to give myself grace and try to fix things like
One by one.
priority, one by one. And because seriously, like, I don't even know how I made it, but I did. And
like you said, you never gave up?
no, I can't. This because I'm like, you know, when people ask me, Laurence, what's your plan B in case things don't work out? There is no plan B. Because if there was a plan B, I'm gonna jump on it.
Yeah.
But if I don't have a choice, I mean, I do have a plan B, but my plan A has to work for me to get to B.
Yeah.
You know, so I have no choice but to see this thing through. And I did. By the grace of God, I did.
I guess your resistance, your resilience is really what, you know, pushed you through your whole life from the moment you were 16 to now. You never gave up, and that's your thing. Just go through the fire and come out of there, you know, with a couple bruises, but come out of there, you know, alive.
And you know, the Oprahs of the world and all those people that accomplish, like,
amazing. Yeah.
They all come with pretty
hard stories.
And I just feel like that's just the way it is.
I mean, it's not easy. I can think about my entrepreneurial career. I was like, ooh, I had some difficult moments. I had some times where I was like, why am I doing this again? Like, explain that to me. Why am I living like this? But I guess when you have a bigger picture and a bigger plan, one of my really good friends, she always said that to me, Kez, after everything we went through, if we're still alive and we didn't give up, we're going to make it for sure. Like, I was like, ain't no way we're not going to make it, because people, if they went through what we went through, they would probably, you know.
Most people give up.
Most people would have given up already.
Most people give up. That's the difference between the people on top.
Yeah.
And the people that are very, very successful. Like, if you sit down with them and they tell you their stories, you're like,
it's never pretty.
And people don't want that. And that's why people, when they look at me, it's like they want
the Laurence Basse, the perfect.
But they don't want, trust me when I tell you, they don't want the rest of it.
No. But I think the rest of it is also what's making you. So people got to be able to take everything.
I mean, I'm able to take it. So I'm not saying enjoying is not the right word, but I'm
you embracing everything
in the process.
Yeah.
I'm taking the good and the bad because that's what made me.
Yeah.
Me, and even that helped me and shaped me into becoming the designer that I am today.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We can only learn from our experience.
Absolutely.
And grow from here and do better and improve, which I totally agree. I want to ask you, Question, fashion. If you had one client, like your top dream person that you would like to dress, who would that be?
Just one or two.
Give me two.
I give you one.
Okay, so out of the two, which one is the...
Grace Jones.
Ooh, I could see Grace Jones rocking some of your stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, she was one of my inspiration when we were in France. Like, I think that's probably one of the first dark-skinned women I've seen on TV. And she wasn't like a regular,
Nah, she was all that.
like, you know, like she was very androgynous and
Yeah.
and she just didn't give a
I mean,
but Grace Jones was she was ahead of her time.
she was iconic. She, like you said, she was ahead of her time. She was just, you know, the long dark skin,
Yeah.
the legs, everything.
Grace Jones, and then she's a classic, but then new school, Rihanna. I would love to dress her.
Okay, Rihanna.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Rihanna, we got something for you. If you hear us, come find us.
Never once, but next time I'm gonna dress her.
I mean, you gotta put that in existence. You never know.
Yeah.
The show.
That's another thing too. Like everything, when I tell people that my life is a dream, it doesn't mean literally a dream where it's beautiful and it's no, but like everything that I was able to accomplish in my life, I've seen it before. So it's a dream.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, you know, as an African woman, you grew up in France. You know, we have our origin in Africa. Could you tell me a little bit about the challenges that you had to deal with, you know, as a designer, you also being in the luxury, you know, high-end industry? Like, what is the challenge to come in and being able to impose yourself in this industry that is sometimes, I'm not gonna say racist, but it's not an easy word. Fashion word is not an easy word.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and that's just how I approach modeling.
Yeah.
I leave my black card at home.
Yeah.
Meaning that I know I'm black and I know how I'm moving, but it's never, I'm not in this fashion thing like, okay, well, this door is closed and this and this. We have to work 10 times harder to get there. But I just leave my black card at home. Like it's
And you just do the work. You just do the work.
Absolutely. And people, I'm gonna be like Oprah. When you talk about Oprah, right, you don't say Oprah, the black woman. You just say,
you just say Oprah. Yeah.
Right? So I don't want to be Laurence, the black designer. I just want to be Laurence.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I don't want to say I pretend it's not there. It's there. But
you just don't make that
how I move.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of, I love being black. I never wanted to be anything else.
Yeah.
But people, like I said, everything is there. Like they look at you, how you speak, how you hold yourself, and what you do. That's enough.
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything else. And when you're excellent, they can't deny you. So be undeniable.
I like that word. Be undeniable.
Be undeniable. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, green. If you're undeniable, that's it.
Be undeniable. And we definitely gonna remember that.
Absolutely.
And me asking you also, since we talked about, you know, your African background, do you have any plans to bring your skills in the African fashion? Like, I worked a lot, I see a lot of work with fashion designers. Like, someone like you, are you looking at what you can bring to the continent?
Well, I've been thinking about this for the past few years, and I've been going to Africa a lot more, like a good 2-3 times a year. Like, and just looking at things, and absolutely, my dream is to have a production house in Senegal.
An atelier.
Or it doesn't even have to be Senegal, but Senegal is home. So have and inform people, but the correct way, and have luxury brands do production in Africa.
Okay, that's a big challenge.
Yeah, it's possible, starting with mine.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have the talent, it's just that
the technique for you needs to be improved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the finishing of the product. Like that's because they do have talent. Like,
I mean, finishing is your thing. Like I say, I'm coming back to the show, but I know like most of the time when you were presenting your challenges, your creation, like people were just like, ooh, like the detail right there, like how you even do that? Like everybody was just like the construction, the structure, like that's something that really was, your thing, and I think that's how you stand out. Like the details for you were always there. Like the way the cut, the shoulders, the lines. So, and definitely most of the time when you had feedbacks, they were like, detail is crazy. Like how you.
But you know what helps though, because people, I'm a mathematician.
Okay.
I'm good with numbers. I was
good skill.
Excellent with numbers. Like, I was good in math and art, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the math, but today it makes perfect sense.
Today the math makes perfect sense. Okay.
That's why they like everything for me has to be logical.
Okay.
Like even when if I learn, if you teach me something about something, it has to make sense for me.
Okay.
You can't just tell me, okay, Laurence, this is how you put a sleeve and this is how you cut it. And that's what we used to do in school. Okay, the sleeve, okay, but why? Why is this?
Why this way and not that way?
Why? So once I understand it, it's easy.
Yeah.
So.
But it has to be logical.
It has to be logical. And everything in. I think I'm like an architect of design.
I can see that. I can see the structure of a. I can see a building being addressed for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
So yeah, math is and that's why they were like, but how is it that your is balanced this way? And how do you do this? To me, it's very simple.
Last year, she was like, "Well, I was just doing math, when I was refreshing my drive."
It is math. It's really like something real stupid, right? When I look at how and it's good to be in that environment because I look at how everybody works.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oof. I could look at you from the start and I could tell you it ain't gonna go right.
Because Laurence was like, the math is not mathing right now, so you might want to do that over.
I was gonna do something. Yeah. So no.
Interesting. So I guess math in fashion. I like that.
Yeah.
Structure, lines, numbers.
Yeah.
I guess maybe finally, like I said, my mom, I was like, finally someone is going to be out there using the Pythagorean theorem because I don't.
Hey. Why are we doing all this?
Wow. Finally someone is using the math that we learned at school.
Yeah.
So we talked about your fashion show, fashion industry. You as a person, one accessory that makes an outfit that you love.
A leather jacket.
A leather jacket. That's it.
That's it. Everything else could be from wherever. I don't care.
But that leather jacket is going to give you that look.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll think about that next time I get dressed and I'm like, I don't have nothing to wear. I was like, throw a leather jacket on. That should do the trick.
That's all you need. En tout cas for me.
I mean, I guess it's a good one. If you, I will say now that you say math, I will say depending on the cut, maybe.
Yeah, but whatever classic is for you, we all should have a classic. I mean, if you like leather, a classic jacket for me is
it's a go-to accessory to have.
Rocking the same classic jacket for the last 10 years.
And it's working.
Yeah, I love it.
So, all right, we talk fashion, we talk runway. Your mom, your rock star mom, can Laurence Basse cook? And if she can cook, like, what's your thing?
I have many things, but I'm just gonna say this: where I'm from, is as an African woman, you gotta know how to cook. And
you'd be surprised about all the African women that don't know how to cook.
School.
That's the new school, unfortunately, yes.
But no, I could cook. I could cook good too. Me personally, I don't like to cook.
Okay.
I just like good food. So I will cook so I can eat good food.
Yeah.
But I can make a mean rice, salmon. No, I mean I do other stuff. I do plenty of stuff, but no, I could cook. I could cook.
So we won't be starving if you go to
no.
your place.
Absolutely not. But a lot of people have this misconception. Man, this girl can't cook.
They see you with your all black outfit with your leather. They probably just she's probably out there.
I just love it how people see me. It's just funny.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I like the keeping the mystery alive.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a good thing where
Like she's bougie, she can't cook, she dates this certain type of dudes. I'm like, nah, you got me
all wrong.
all wrong.
What's your type? Okay. All black
That's my type.
everything.
All black everything, girl. I ain't playing with that. No.
I mean, I guess if I
But they
did,
always think.
I could see why they would think that
Yeah, really?
yeah, I can see that.
They always shot. I'm like, nah.
I think in general, people have that misconception that if you black and you don't move black or you move differently than the general black, they would always think that, oh, she's probably, dating white people or she's probably doing this. So I feel like as soon as you don't fit it in the black mold, like the general idea, automatically they will put you, in a different space. So
Yeah.
it is what it
The
is.
black space.
All right. So Laurence, I want to finish that interview with, can you give us, or can you give the young, now that we have now that we are the role model, like you were saying earlier, can you give any tips to someone like you, whether it's in France, Africa, America, would they want to go to that path and being a fashion designer? Like, do you have any tips as far as like how to, go through this and making that a reality?
Well, this is maybe a few years ago I would have said the cliche response, go to school and study and keep doing what you do and blah blah blah, which is great.
Yeah.
But I think this is probably just 20% of it. But the rest of it is really just you. You got to be your biggest supporter and believe in you 100%, because you're gonna hear no, and you're gonna hear, you're gonna hear no, or you can't do this or whatever. All the noise, you got to cancel it out. So you got to be sure that that's what you really, really want to do, and no matter what, just
go for it.
Keep doing what you do until you knock that door out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because reasons to quit or not do it, I got a lot of those. But
quitting is not an option.
If I did quit, I wouldn't be here right now. So
yeah. All right.
Yep.
I will say, in a creative space, I think you get your base at school. I will say your basics and things like that, and then from there you just gotta improve and work and
all the time
and keep it going. I mean, I guess we improve every day.
Even if you're not, like, even as a designer, like when I started, like the first year, I already put in my mind that I'm going to be making stuff. I'm not gonna sell anything. Okay. So I was making collections and I was
without selling.
I had a beautiful studio and everything. I was maybe one jacket here and there, but you just gotta always work. Don't wait until, because even I could see how my work changed over the years. Like when this client sent me a picture of a jacket I made, like, has to be 10 years ago. I was like, oof, But for her, it's wow.
It was wow. Yeah.
I'm like, I see all the mistakes and how far I've come. I'm like, wow. So you just gotta keep always work.
Okay, so where do we find you? Where can we buy your clothes? How do we order? How do we order clothes? Like, what's the process to be able to work with Laurence Basse?
So the process right now is I do a lot of custom work.
Okay.
And I have an online shop. So the online shop is laurencebasse.com. You can find me on Instagram under the same name, on Facebook, Instagram. So usually when I do custom, it's a process.
Okay.
They put in an order and they wait like 4 to 6 weeks to get
the clothes.
Yeah. But after the show, we're going into
formal production.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
Any particular store that you're going to be, or you just
we are still working
in the process?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to see you in retail and being able to buy your clothes.
Thank you.
I'm a fear person who love to rock, a Black African designer, and even better if they don't do wax.
Yes.
So I'm here for it.
This is my wax right here. I don't need it.
I'm here for it. Laurence, thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward for your fashion show, and looking forward, and obviously best of luck with everything in your career, as a mom, as a designer. And I can't wait to see more of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.